v.h.s.x? What do you mean?
Alright everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I wanted to talk about MintSkull's video talking about the Streetwise situation. And as you can imagine, we've all been losing our minds about the Streetwise situation. And I was about to make a video, kind of stopped, but next thing you know, it kind of started to blow up. So here we are talking about it. So let's get into it.
I'm going to rush out this video just like the devs rushed out their own patch, because I actually cannot believe, I genuinely cannot believe how tone deaf the devs have been with this current state of the game. So check this out, okay? Why is Streetwise not killswitched? So, for those of you that don't know, there is currently a game-breaking bug using only Streetwise. All you have to do is, as a survivor, equip that perk, go with an item already into the match, then find a chest, open that chest, and start cycling the item. And each time you do that with Streetwise, that item on the chest is going to get more and more charges, to the point that it's basically infinite. So, in other words, you can have infinite medkits, infinite toolboxes, which increase the repair speed of all gens, infinite everything, whatever it is. So, obviously...
So, you heard it here, folks. DVD just dropped a brand new bug that allows for one of the most broken things I've ever heard, honestly, which honestly is, I mean, part of the chorus up to this point, but either way. As we can see... Yeah, that you know, which I was kind of surprised to see that MintSkull would actually kind of demonstrate how it's done, but you know, apparently it really is that easy. And bringing some attention to it at least may or may not try to put more attention on this being such a broken problem. Anybody who's been playing the game knows that this perk is still active, is still just ongoing. Nobody's seen it kill switched or anything like that. It's been in the game. And it's absolutely insane, and I can see that MintSkull is understandably crashing out about this. I mean, who wouldn't, right? Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. Like, why is this still in the game? I mean, you already know that there's going to be a lot of these survivor players coming in, and they're most likely just going to spam this to make the 5-minute games even faster than normal, which already is an ongoing problem with DBD as a whole. But let's continue.
We want it killswitched. This is something that we've known since the release of the patch. It's been already like more than 5 days, and we finally get actual answer by someone that works at Behavior, in this case a community manager, I think. Streetwise does not meet the criteria for a kill switch. So what is the criteria for a kill switch if it's not a game-breaking bug? The worst part is that this is the part that pisses me off. It sucks to have to say that. The last thing, okay, obviously, this is understandable, by the way. Like, let's not put the blame on a community manager. It's not their fault. Like, they are just the messenger. The fault is of the actual developers behind the kill switch. Those people are dumb. So it...
Yeah, I have to completely agree with MintSkull right off the bat here. We should not be trying to focus all the blame on a mod coordinator. Like, they have nothing to do with the balancing. That is not a part of any of that, right? Like, that's not who is deciding if it's a kill switch or not, because the people that do that, completely different team. We have to keep in mind that DBD is a team with different sort of like divisions and groups of people that do different things. So people that are running the community stuff have no ties really to that part of it. They just are being told, hey, just say this is the information. That's so that you know, everybody can know what's going on, and that's about it. So we need to make that abundantly clear, because you know, there's going to be a couple of morons that are probably going to start coming after this person. That's completely irrelevant and not the point, and not the idea. Like, that's obviously not what we're trying to do. But this begs the question, what counts as criteria for a kill switch, right? Because we've seen that Nemesis in the past was kill switched because his vaulting was causing him to fly out of the map, right? So what this kind of begs is the question of, like, what counts as a game breaking bug, right? Now, the only time I've ever seen anything get kill switched, at least from my experience, and I've been keeping up with updates and things like that, the only thing I've ever seen get kill switched has been the game map, which obviously we've seen in recent, which I haven't actually been able to see just yet what those things are. But let's go ahead and pull it up actually. Okay, so we're looking at D-Strike's video, showing off why the game map was kill switched, right? So we're about to see. So it says that it was kill switched through the fog vials, and then they can either enter a visual glitch, or you have to end up restarting your game. So, and then it says that quitting will cause visual bugs as well. Okay. So let's really take this into account, right? This is the same dev team that has a bug like this appear, right? Where the game completely becomes unplayable, right? Completely becomes unplayable, has to be kill switched, right? And obviously a bug where it actually makes them invisible, right? So with that being said, does that mean that by definition that's what they're referring to? Like, does this answer the question of what counts as a game breaking bug? Is that what we have to, is this really what we have to wait for something to completely break the game to the point that you can't play it at all? Which I've noticed that in the past with other things that got kill switch, which Nemesis would fly off the map on certain vaults, depending on your vault speed. That got kill switched, I believe, as well. But I do believe that they had mentioned in a post, I can't remember where the post, when the post was, but I thought they said that they were going to kill switch Pig because it was with the chase bug, it was causing the survivors to be unable to pause the timer. I guess that was not really a thing, I guess. But anyway, just so we can understand, right? Like, going off of what we've seen so far, we can understand that the game map actually breaks the game in a sense that you cannot play it. So I'm assuming that maybe that will help answer the question as to what they count as a game breaking bug, I guess. But because I guess game breaking to them is quite literally unplayable game, like it causes a massive problem for people's like systems or programs or whatever have you, stuff like that. But I guess an exploit like this is not considered like as drastic because the game can still function, if that makes sense. I think that's what we're kind of getting at here.
So please don't direct any hatred towards this person.
I agree with MintSkull with that as well.
Aware it's being monitored, but it is not breaking the game. How are infinite item charges not breaking the game? This statement is absolutely wild when this is one of the 3 currently game-breaking bugs that this Walking Dead patch increased. Because there is another one, which is the Blood Rush Infinite Exhaustion exploit. I don't know if the devs have said anything about that. And then we have the Chase exploit bug, which, honestly, to be fair, it has not happened to me as of now, so maybe they fixed it already. And then, of course, we have a lot of people that are wondering what the hell is going on. And then, like respectfully, considering how long it takes to
Whoa, hold on. Now I gotta pause, because they said respectfully, considering how long it takes to even exploit the bug, it isn't affecting games enough to meet their criteria. So you heard it here, folks. I'm not trying to condone exploit use, and I'm not trying to assume what they're trying to say in this sense, right? I'm going off of just purely face value. They're saying that not only are they saying that it takes long to exploit, which it doesn't, because as you saw at the beginning of the video for MintSkull, it only took him what, like 5 minutes at most. Like, all you had to do was go up to a chest with an item in your hand with Streetwise equipped. That's it. You don't have to actually attempt to do it at all. Like, it's just that easy, and just keep spamming it over and over. And then it says it's not affecting games enough to meet the criteria. So that means that not enough people are using it, right? So in order for it to even be changed, it needs to be exploited into oblivion, is what it's basically implying. And that's crazy work. Like, what are you talking about? what? Like, do we? So, is this a way for them to say, in order for it to be changed, use it as a community so that it can be changed, or is it saying that it's not meeting the criteria and it's not being used that much, so we're gonna focus on it later? Like that, like those are two different paths to go in this situation. Because on one hand, you could say that the dev is trying to imply like, yo, use it more so that that team over there that does balancing can go ahead and fix it faster, or it's basically saying, hey, we're gonna just, you know, not really focus on it because that's not the biggest problem right now. Which is, both ways is still ridiculous, but at least one side is a little bit more you know, digestible than the other. Absolutely diabolical.
Exploit the bug. Considering how long it takes, all you have to do, and I'm not kidding, is bring an item with Streetwise, go to a chest, use a key or whatever to instantly open it, and then start cycling, and you get infinite charges. The amount of time you save with an infinite medkit that you can reuse constantly, or an infinite toolbox that you can constantly use to repair generators, is more than the time that you waste doing that exploit. And that's just one survivor. If all survivors start, and imagine there is corrupt intervention in the start of the, like, this is crazy. It isn't affecting games enough to meet the criteria. This part also pisses me off. So, according to the devs, they only kill switch stuff that is affecting games enough to meet the criteria. Currently, the only thing that is kill switched is the game. Apparently, it causes like crashes or something.
Yeah, that's what I had mentioned earlier. For whatever reason, it's like it has to like somehow cause the game to not be able to be played. That's the only way that you see anything happen, which is insane. Like, what the heck are we talking about? Like, why is it that we have to wait till something goes out of bounds, or if something quite literally makes your game crash, for it to be stopped? Like, I don't understand that. Why? Like, why can't we go, you know, let's just stop the perk from being used? Like, let's just band-aid issue. Like, have they ever kill switched a perk? I could have sworn they did. I could have sworn in the past they have at least kill switched one perk in the past before, probably a killer perk, because I don't remember any survivor perks ever getting touched. But if I'm not mistaken, like, why don't they just do that? I don't know why, like, you need to, like, because mind you, like, when they kill switch anything, usually it just kind of pops up. I don't think it has to go through a patch, right? Like, has it ever gone through a patch? I don't know, right? Because when did the patch drop for this offering, right? Because I don't remember them having to kill switch the game offering until later, and we never got a patch for that. So I'm a bit, unless we did, but I don't know.
No idea. That's the only thing that is currently kill switched. In the past, however, we know that the devs have kill switched an add-on from the Skull Merchant because she could use it to stack up infinite effects of the brutal strength effect. I don't know, it was the geographical readout thingy. We know the devs have kill switched the nurse because she got a very rare bug that could cause her to be like stuck grabbing a survivor in a generator. That was not, like, that's 1 in 1,000 matches, and yet they still kill switch that, but not Streetwise. Something that literally...
Look, I don't want to make it an us versus them conversation, but how did they kill switch nurse immediately, but not a survivor exploit that's quite literally causing them to gain an unfair advantage for free? But yet nurse has one of the rarest bugs in the game, from what MintSkull is saying, one of the rarest bugs in the game, and is getting immediately kill switched. I don't understand that. How does that make any sense? What the heck is going on? Like, that makes no sense. But I'm just saying, it just seems like a little bit of a double standard. I don't know. I cannot confirm or deny. But it just looks that way, which is not great. It doesn't look too good for behavior in this situation, because that's really weird. That only, like, why did they kill switch nurse with a rare bug, but not something that can be done in every match on Survivor? That's insane. Like, what? Makes no sense.
Actually, every single survivor can just equip and start abusing infinite items in every single match. It's not even killer related or anything. You can go right now, go with Streetwise, start abusing it, and according to the devs, it's not an exploit. It's not even like, it's nothing. It's not worth it to kill switch it. And this is the part that I don't understand. Why are the devs not kill switching one perk that nobody used before this update? Streetwise is not a meta perk, nobody cared about that perk, only the Gen Rush builds used it with Build to Last. So why not kill switch one of the almost 300 perks just to make the community happier? Like, that's...
I had to agree with MintSkull. I don't ever imagine that Streetwise was ever meta by any stretch of the imagination. Even when I did see Gen Rush builds, they usually would have other stuff on top, and Streetwise wasn't usually one of them. They usually would have Build to Last, and they usually would have something else, but they usually would not, from what I've seen, run Streetwise, and it's kind of insane. Right? Kind of insane. I imagine that they're probably going to start abusing it now that more people are talking about it, and maybe that'll cause it to happen, like cause it to get kill switched or changed or some kind of way, but who knows?
That's my problem. Why are they acting like they are right? Why are they doing a pirate software moment right now? Like, I understand, maybe, okay, you know what? Let's put it this way. Let's say that they are absolutely right. It's not being affecting a lot of matches, like not a lot of survivors are using this perk, okay, let's give that to the devs. Let's say that it's not game breaking, okay, let's say that it does take enough time to get infinite charges. Why not just kill switch it and make the community happy? Because the community right now is clearly pissed at whatever shit this update was. It's absolutely crazy that this is something the developers... I would rather just be silent. Honestly, if I were this community manager, I would rather just be silent and not say anything, because this answer is worse than not having an answer. It's crazy. The worst part is that I've seen some people compare this to the play with your food Nemesis glitch. I don't know if you guys remember that one glitch where Nemesis could have infinite speed with play with your food, and also comparing it with Merciless Storm. For those of you that don't know, way back there was a bug with Merciless Storm that allowed you to like instantly regress a generator to 0. That was game breaking. The worst part is that there is a comment here, Merciless Storm wasn't kill switch to my knowledge and it wasn't game breaking. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt, or give them, I don't know who this person is. I'm going to say that they didn't work in Dead by Daylight when this happened, so maybe they don't know.
So Merciless Storm was literally regressing the gens down. It was regressing the gens down to 0 and wasn't kill switch. So if I can give anything to behavior, they're goddamn consistent. A bug, let me really call it what it is, an exploit that can quite literally progress the gens at the speed of light is not kill switched, and apparently a perk that was able to regress the gens at the speed of light was also not kill switch. So I mean, you gotta hand it to them, as ridiculous as it is. They're definitely consistent with how ridiculous their balancing looks like, and these are the same devs that were asking for the Labor of Love awards. So I mean, really goes to show you. And I've been getting clowned on for putting that out for a while now, and I can see why.
How absolutely game breaking this bug is, but this was one of the many situations where we as a community wanted something kill switched, and the devs... The other thing I remember that was recent is the Trickster Epilepsy bug, which the devs did not kill switch either, and they, like I said, they have kill switched other stuff for less, for absolutely less. I remember even there was a bug with, I think it was the Vittorio perk, I forgot the name, the one that opens the blue thing, or some potential energy, I think. That was absolutely game breaking. You could have infinite charges of a toolbox for free, and they didn't kill switch it either. They took the, like, I don't know, bro.
So from my understanding of this nonsense, I mean, they'll kill switch like perks and things like that, or rather the opposite. They do not kill switch perks that will progress gen, or exploits that progress gen speeds or decrease gen speeds. But they, and apparently also they don't kill switch stuff that causes literal literal like epileptic problems apparently as well. But they'll kill switch bugs like Nemesis being, you know, super speedy, and they'll kill switch him flying off the map and stuff like that. Apparently, so I really don't understand what like you're like the defining what should be kill switch is kind of insane. So yeah, I don't know.
This is insane. This is insane.
Oh, and then they did the dev did respond. It says so it says, with all due respect, tell the player base to suck it up and get good against the next, but they can do nothing about it until they're in the match, losing against it because not as bad as skill checks usage history. Nemesis abusing play with your food, in theory beatable and not game breaking. Then you don't deserve to be a community manager. Okay, well, I don't know what all that's about, bro. Because I'm pretty sure the dev never said that. They said, please do not put words in my mouth, as neither suck it up or get good is fair to infer from what I said. This is leaving a lot out of nuance. Again, I am here to tell people that it isn't annoying or frustrating. Just that in this case, there is no cause for his kill switch. Explaining that the feature will not be used in this case is not disable my ability in sharing the feedback with the team. Sentiment, however, is not part of the kill switch criteria. Exactly, like that. Like the mod here is simply just relaying the information. So I don't once again leave it to the DVD community to start saying a bunch of garbage that isn't constructive or makes any sense. So. It's like, come on now.
For a kill switch. They know it's annoying. They know it's frustrating. They know this, and yet it's not enough for a kill switch. So, guys.
But what counts as one?
These developers, okay, having one perk that can be exploited into a game-breaking bug is not game-breaking. That's like, this is crazy. This is up.
So look right here. So the dev said Merciless Storm wasn't kill switch to my knowledge, as it wasn't game-breaking. Nemesis abuse of play with your food was critical enough to the team move forward with the kill switch. The criteria isn't my call or expertise. I'm communicating with what information I have rather than ignoring the thread altogether. So there we go. And then they say I can and have taken the feedback to the team. However, that more player-facing information on the kill switch and criteria is wanted. So the dev is like literally like, look, I didn't have to come in here and say anything. And I agree with the dev. I'm like, hey, like, you know, it's not even that, like, this person's fault. Like, they're just trying to give out the information from the team. They're like, look, they told me to say this. That's all. Like, that's all they said. Like, what the heck? So, and yeah, like, obviously the team that covers the balancing for whatever reason, decided that Merciless Storm wasn't to be like kill switched because it doesn't count as game breaking. So there's got to be some weird language or some kind of specific like prerequisite for the game breaking to actually occur. So we've seen in the example I used earlier that if it causes some kind of game crash or something like that, that's kill switch, like that's changed, that's stopped. But if it's like for whatever reason, like giving people seizures or like giving people an unfair advantage in matches, whether it be to regress or progress gens, those things aren't counting as game breaking because it's not quite literally stopping you from playing the game, which is my understanding of it. So that makes sense. And then obviously and then I do kind of understand what this person is saying, because it's saying that you need to provide the community with the requirements for the kill switch in order to get out of the thread. Yeah, because that makes sense.
Absolutely crazy. Like,
but they do mention this person did reply and say that notably lied in the previous comment, which you state that it takes too long to exploit, which is untrue. It takes one round of taking the item to exploit, only about 2 seconds, and note the community that you're the main moderator. So I do kind of see where they're coming from as well. Like I said, it's not like the dev themselves is playing the game to know, and they probably are not even looking at the footage or anything like that themselves. Like I've said, it's a possibility that they're just going off of what they're told by the team to say, because the people doing the balancing are actively just not paying attention or something like that. That's like my best assumption for the situation. Just going off of what I'm reading here, because obviously that's, you know, what they said, but also we can assume that, you know, the same devs that are in the mods, modding the forums are not the same devs that are working on balancing or working on games, on the game itself, right? Like those are just two different teams. So
like I said, of course, they say here, I'm communicating, this is the messenger, so there is absolutely no point in like harassing this community manager, but it's just insane. I seriously cannot believe this. I think there's something more that was said. Nah, I have no idea. So guys, you know, go as a survivor, just grab Streetwise, start duplicating the charges of your items to be infinite, because according to the devs, hey, it's not a bug, it's not an exploit. So
I disagree with MintSkull a little bit, because it's not necessarily that they said directly like it's not an exploit. They said that it is, but they're saying that it's not enough. It's not game breaking enough to be kill switched, which is it's probably like a nitpick slight point, but I wanted to throw it in there, you know what I mean? Just because, like, just. But I do think that it is implying that it needs to be exploited further, so the team that do balancing can actually see the effects, for it to actually be on their radar for whatever reason, even though they know about it, but they're just choosing not to address it, or just quickly just kill switch and get it out of the way so that everybody could shut up about it, you know what I mean? But that's, why would they do the easy option, I guess?
The worst part, like, they say that it's not common, yet it's the first time I see so many Streetwise. And the more we talk about it, the more we ask the devs to fix this problem, the more people are going to start like abusing it. At this point, I am going to start abusing it, because the devs have said it's nothing. That's crazy. Like, honestly, that's crazy. I'm reading this and I seriously cannot believe just how absolutely tone deaf whoever is in charge of the kill switch is. That's crazy. All they have to do is just click one thing, kill switched Streetwise, and the community is happy. Oh, the devs are finally listening. It's not even listening, they finally woke up, because this is a game-breaking bug. It's crazy. I would understand this if the devs did a good job, if this patch was in a good state, and maybe I can defend the devs and say, hey, maybe, yeah, they're right, we are exaggerating the issue. But there are so many bugs in this game, and Streetwise is one of them, and all it takes is one kill switch and there is one less of a problem while we wait for whatever hotfix they release. It's insane. Okay, so there's been more information on their Discord, which I am not part of, so I will be using Gorgira to see the screenshots. Things are worse. Things are actually worse. So, first of all, okay, this is the same statement as before.
So, it seems like, another dev says that Streetwise is not meeting kill switch criteria. There's much worse bugs right now that no one is asking me about that affect things a lot worse. So this is what I was saying earlier. Like, it seems like they're trying to kind of like push the, like, they're trying to push this to the side because it's not being used enough. And like I said before, like, for whatever reason, they keep mentioning that it's not enough to kill switch. Like, and from what we've seen earlier in the video, in order to kill switch something, it needs to like crash the game or something, I don't know, or like make you go out of bounds, I don't know. It's like really odd to me. I don't understand like why it like has this like weird criteria for it, you know what I mean? Mind you, if it was like a DLC perk, I'd understand if maybe they would want to like not kill switch it, because people are probably still purchasing the DLC and they want to be at least be able to still be able to like use it or something, or at least have their content. Which, by the way, I could have sworn there was a DLC perk way back in the day that got kill switched at one point, but that's a whole other story. But this is a free perk. Like Nia, I'm pretty. Doesn't Nia like just come with the base game? Like I don't remember, but what?
Streetwise doesn't meet the kill switch criteria. There are much worse bugs right now that no one is asking me about that affect things a lot worse. We're keeping an eye on it. What? Okay. What's the point of this statement? There are much more worse bugs right now. We know Houndmaster barely works, Twins barely works if you play on 120 FPS, Night is still bugged. Obviously there are more bugs, we know. So I don't get what's the point of this statement. It's as if they're saying, hey, you know what? There's worse things to worry about. Don't worry about Streetwise. How do you say that to your community? Not worry about, like, bro, this is crazy. And that's the vibe I'm getting.
So as we can see here again, it's Streetwise is barely being used, and it is not the worst bug we have. So keep in mind, right? Like, once again, another dev is saying it's not being used, right? So it's only implying that they want people to use it in order for it to reach that to reach a critical point that they have to make a move, which is insane to me. But I'm gonna stop it here because you guys have been yapping for quite a while now. If you guys want to see the original video, it'll be linked in the description for both the D-Strike video and for MintSkull's video. You can watch the rest of the video on your own, but that has been my video talking about this particular topic. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. While you're down there, you can check out those ways to support the channel, as well as following on Twitch to watch me play Kill Live. And also, if you're on TikTok, go ahead and follow on there as well. We have some brand new content there, and we want to start building up our community. So with that being said, join the Discord as well to continue the conversation. I'll see you guys in the next video.